You're not cursed. In this society we live in, I'm speaking on the Western world, and honestly, at this point, I would say pretty much the entire world. I think most people have this feeling inside them deep down that they are cursed. Why does this always happen to me? Why am I always suffering like this? Why do I always have these sick thoughts in my head, right? Why do I miss this person so much more than I should? Why am I so afraid? Why am I so attached to a certain outcome? Why am I always lusting for more? Why am I so aggressive? Why do I always want sex? Thoughts like this. And you have been tricked and brainwashed and programmed to have all of these incredibly powerful desires. You need to understand, on a human level, it is natural to feel these things, but nowhere near to the extent that we do now. Your hunger for violence shouldn't be as intense as it is. Your lust for materialism and possessions should not be anywhere near how high it is. Your lust for sex should not be nearly as high as it is. What's happening is we live in a society where you have temptation at every turn, and everything that has been placed in front of you, everything that is there for your viewing is there to ensnare you and entrap you and make you a slave in one form or another. Just because you're not a slave to women doesn't mean you're not a slave to drugs or alcohol or junk food or materialism. There are so many different traps in place set up to, keep you on a certain level and make it so that you never reach homeostasis and never achieve true peace of mind. I'm not saying completion, because there's no such thing as completion, but I think on an emotional level, at least on a spiritual level, there is something pretty close to completion. Something a lot more natural than what we're feeling now. And the main culprit for why you have all these lusts and desires, the number one root cause of why you're so sick in the head, and you have all these crazy fantasies and crazy attachments and all kinds of stuff like that. The number one cause, never forget this, the number one cause of why you are so sick in the head, it's not your childhood, it's not the past traumas, it's nothing like that. It's your diet. It's what you're eating every single day. You have been brainwashed into thinking it is natural to eat certain things that are not compatible with your body. Your body cannot process flesh. Your body cannot extract all the nutrition it needs from flesh or from dairy or from artificial starches or from artificial sugars. Your body was never meant to consume these. Although technology is advancing and evolving, your body is just as primal as it ever was. It is not growing and evolving with the technology, because we've created laboratories and machines where we can fry chicken and pasteurize milk and create artificial starches. Just because we have the technology to do that doesn't mean your body can process that and keep up with that. Now, when you eat this man-made mechanical food that doesn't come from the earth, that has no life in it, that has no electricity or oxygen in it, it creates mucus in your body. Now, when that mucus sits on your brain, that mucus makes you think crazy things. It makes you have crazy fantasies, crazy ideas. Now, these crazy fantasies and ideas align perfectly with the crazy propaganda that has been fed to you, right? You have been poisoned already mentally, and then you're viewing the poison on the television, on the radio, on the computer, whatever, garbage information that aligns perfectly with your twisted diet to make you the perfect little, slave, the perfect little zombie. Always chasing, always lusting, always consuming. The truth is, if you purge all that poison from your body and stop watching all of this propaganda, you will start to feel so much more alive than you ever have. You will start to have ideas and visions that you've never had before that are actually aligned with reality. See, There is an objective reality. Everyone says reality is subjective. That is not true. There is an objective reality. There's a beautiful world out there that we were supposed to have that we don't have. And it's been taken away from us and replaced with another fantasy that is impossible to maintain. How are you supposed to be in a committed relationship with a woman in the West when there is temptation for both you and her at every turn to cheat on each other? Every single aspect of American culture, it has temptation written all over it. You know, women watch these television shows like Scandal, you know, where it's like, oh, I'm cheating on this man with this man and I'm sleeping my way to the top. And men, you know, they see nothing but pictures of boobs and asses on you know, the Hooters billboards, and let's go to Wing House and drink some beers, and oh, there's a girl standing by this Corvette. If I buy the Corvette, I can get the girl. And all this temptation, all this programming, making it impossible for anyone to commit to anything in this country, right? And when everything falls apart, we feel so empty and miserable. What do? We go out and we consume more. We go out and chase more. We go buy a new car. We go back to that junk food restaurant, you know? We start doing drugs. We start buying prescription medication. All of it to keep you in a loop. All of it to keep you in a cycle, to keep you chasing. You don't need any of that, and you're not cursed. You're just under mind control, okay? You've been poisoned in so many different aspects of life, and this is one of the main reasons why I walked away from the MGTOW group, because although they are slightly free in one aspect of life, they are still under heavy mind control in so many other aspects of life, and they will continue to get manipulated and taxed and used by the system. So you're not really you're so mind controlled. You've tasted a slight ounce of freedom, and you've mistaken that for the entire thing. You've mistaken that for complete freedom. You're nowhere even close to completely free. You're still under heavy mind control. But that's besides the point. The moral of this video is you are not cursed. You are not a rare, special snowflake who has been cursed by the gods to be miserable while everyone else is happy and singing and dancing and getting exactly what they want. No one is getting what they want in this country, in this Western world, because they're all under the same mind control you are. They're all breaking the same natural laws that you are, living lives of sin. Now, I'm not even talking about religious sin. I'm not talking about being a bad Christian or a bad Muslim or a bad Jew, because even people in religion have been brainwashed to break natural laws. Religion is not the answer. The laws of nature are the answer. It's a science. It's not a mythical thing. It is a science. And when you break certain laws of nature, meaning you go against the science of your body, of your molecular structure, you are damned. You are going to live a sick, twisted life because you are betraying your own body. So much of it goes back to the diet. Once you clean the diet up, which most of you aren't going to do because it's incredibly hard to wean yourself off of poison when you've been ingesting poison for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Most of you will never do anything I'm saying. Most of you listening, a good 95 to 98% of you are going to remain weak and spineless and not push yourself to the task. But the rare 1 or 2 of you who I'm talking to, who I'm actually doing this video for, who have the potential, you are going to start seeing life through an entirely different lens, and you are going to have so much peace of mind, and you're actually going to be happy again. You're probably thinking right now, I don't think I'll ever be happy again. You know, I've been miserable for so long, I don't think it's possible. You have no idea what you're missing. And if you put in the work on yourself, instead of the work chasing out in the world, status and promotions and bullshit and materialism, if you put that same energy into yourself instead, you will open certain doors that you never even knew existed. Remember that. You're not cursed.